Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game, TGW versus Inspired. This game taking place here on Warhail. Warhail, a map that I'm still, learning the ropes for casting, figuring out those creeping patterns, and all those things that, make real-time strategy games, being able to adapt to the map, adapt to the strategies, and what is being presented. Just a little trip down memory lane. Well, let me introduce the players. TGW spawning as the green orc on the bottom left-hand side of the map, opening up Altar of Storms, Burrow, Barracks. Looks like it will be Blademaster Grunts. Going up against Inspired, most likely Archmage and Footman. Now, was taking a trip down memory lane, watching some older casts of StarCraft Brood War before, in the early 2000s. At that time, the maps weren't really fully fleshed out. People didn't really know how to create balanced maps, and a lot of times players just had to try to come up with strategies unique and where certain matchups were very greatly favored. After time, progressed for a period, as the maps became more stable, that's when people were able to start min-maxing certain strategies as a race overall, and then giving a little bit of their character identity. Anyways, let's go ahead. Look back at what's happening over here. It looks like we are going to be transitioning into Headhunters, so it is going to be Blademaster Grunts. Very early War Mill does indicate Headhunters, but we don't see a second Orc Burrow yet. So with no second Orc Burrow, I guess that additional supply that the Great Hall gives, going from 10 to 11, will allow for one Headhunter to be trained, while also allowing a tech to Tier 2. Interesting choice by TGW there. If I haven't noticed that or mentioned that in the past, perhaps I should just pay a little bit closer attention. It takes some time after balance adjustments are made for players to actually figure out the right way to play a particular race and how to squeeze a little bit more efficiency out of each of those changes. It is sitting at 19 over 21 supply, now going to 21 over 21 supply, is setting up that Orc Burrow, and alright, so maybe that is not the strategy, or being able to delay that second Orc Burrow a little while perhaps helps out as well. Alright, going quickly after that Storm Reaver there, but this is a difficult creep camp to clear out for human, as the Storm Reaver Hermits, plural, both have Purge, and both purged down that Water Elemental fairly fast. Low hit point Footman going to be forced to try and retreat back, going after this other Storm Reaver Hermit as well. Water Elemental now being summoned up. Storm Reaver Hermit, is it going to get taken out? Yes, it will, as the Archmage stays at level 2. Alright, we still have the transport ships on the map here, and we can take a look. What is this? TGW using this transport ship very aggressively. So he's going to try and set up a fast expansion with a mirror imaging Blademaster. This peon off to the side most likely will be, placing down a town or a great hall here in just a moment. That mirror image absorbing quite a bit of damage. That Forest Troll High Priest trying to stay alive, but not going to be able to do that there. Blademaster picks up Gloves of Haste. Meanwhile, Archmage is going to go after this Storm Reaver Apprentice, use a Clarity Potion, still has a Scroll of Regeneration. Headhunter on the move, just wandering about now. Alright, this might be the first time I've actually seen an Orc player try to tech or try to fast expand so quickly. We can see that the tech to Tier 2 hasn't even started here. And what is this? I believe there's only 4 peons on this gold mine. Alright, for all of the crazy plays at TGW forgets that you need 5 full peons on a gold mine to get that full saturation. Alright, 11,270 versus, 11,000, so a 200 gold difference right now. We'll check back on TGW to figure out if he, realizes the mistake that he made. Alright. Archmage coming by to do a little bit of attacking. This may actually make TGW take a look at what is going on inside his base, and maybe then he will realize, wait a second, I don't have a full saturation. Blade Master now going to come back here, has a Gloves of Haste, no item really to indicate, yes, he has tried to take an expansion somewhere. Orc Burrow about to get taken down. It does fall. Defend now on the Footman, so Inspired is working extremely well, and now trying to poke after these water elementals with the Orc Burrow, but not getting the last hit there. All right, Grunt down to 38 hit points, down to dead. Archmage with those dual claws of attack plus 10, able to get the killing blow. Meanwhile, Orc Burrow is continuing to crank out, or shell out that javelin damage as the Footman tries to go after, or Blade Master trying to go after Footman here. Grunts need to be trained, but with an Orc Burrow now down, well, that could be a problem, as we're going to see the Blade Master perhaps try to get some damage onto the Archmage to force a retreat. And now, Inspired is playing a very strong game here. He knows that his opponent can't train up any additional units, could train up a Grunt right now. Teching the tier 2 is significantly delayed. Blade Master now going to come back over, as this peon could easily get taken down. No, jumps inside the burrow. So the Orc Burrow is holding the lower hit point peons as the Grunts, or as the Blade Master trying to finish off some units. There goes a critical strike from the mirror image to get a little bit more damage too. All right, both sides still fighting their way through. Another low hit point Footman down to 61 hit points. Is he going to be able to retreat and run away? No, he is not. Blade Master, no, decides to give up chase, and now the Archmage is going to perhaps head back as well. Peons still trying to retreat back. A new Orc Burrow being placed down as the Archmage is trying to get in some more damage again. Blade Master continuing those blows. Archmage doesn't have boots of speed. Now we see a Voodoo Lounge being placed down as well. But what is this on the top left? The secret island base only has 8,000 gold, but, well, that's 8,000 more gold than others may expect to be had. All right, Headhunter is off over here. Is he going to try to poke down things? There's a Footman. The Footman's going to be able to easily shut down this Headhunter. And, well, there's an easy kill once more, as the Panda is now out for Inspired, perhaps to try to get some breaths of fire. We do have a War Mill that did get the spiked barricades. The spiked barricades going to be reflecting back some of the damage as Breath of Fire comes across to, well, deter any sort of repairing. Low hit point peons all inside there. Brewmaster now retreating back. Expo is going to be up and running for Inspired, as we see the Archmage of Inspired realizing, hey, there is an island Expo over here on the top left. Great spider sense by Inspired to realize, wait a second, the only way that I could really lose this game is if I don't scout and I think that I'm ahead economically when I'm actually behind, or at least even. Inspired bringing the transport ship over. Blade Master being brought there. We have a sea battle here in WarCraft 3 as the transport ship is blocking the other transport ship from docking. So the transport ship unable to land, and my daughter Arya is just like, how can this happen? What do you mean there are boats in WarCraft 3? All right, there are actually boats in WarCraft 3. Mirror image now summoning up. That boat is going to go ahead and transport back there. Blade Master trying to finish off the remainders. Those two transport ships, well, those two transport ships holding steady out over the water as the expansions and main bases are looking to just get a little bit more gold battling up. All right, so this is a strange battle and a strange game overall. That little bit of boat blocking, who would have known that these additional trees off to the side to minimize docking and non-docking would make such a big difference. Hey PJ Nom Nom, how are you doing? Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. All right, well, come on, Arya, go do what you need to do. No. Well, yeah, no, you can watch my YouTube videos later, right? When it counts as an actual view, you'll give me a fraction of a penny. No, I'm joking. Please go do what you need to do. All right. Refocus, getting back into play here. We are at Keep. We're going into a Griffin Aviaries, dual Griffin Aviaries, in fact, because of this island play. Orc Burrow is getting constructed. Perhaps a Watchtower will as well. Reinforced defenses, no fortified armor. As the Blade Master, well, looking to clear out some other apprentice locations, clear out the shops, gain a little bit of experience. There's level 3 now on the Blade Master. 2 additional mirror images being summoned as well. The naval fleet here in Warcraft 3 just keeping track of the boats off here. What isn't strange? Subbing or subscribing to at CrotaC, the hardest way. Well, I would not say I am the hardest. There are plenty of Warcraft 3 casters who put in longer hours and do it actually full time. I'm not gonna put down my work though. I do, wake up early, set aside time. Thank you, and well, for a hobby. Well, it does take up quite a bit of my time. Anyways, coming back around here, Storm Apprentice is going to go ahead and get cleaned up. We do see Shadow Hunter out on the battlefield, does have double clarity potions, as this game is looking to be more of a typical Warcraft 3 game now. But they aren't boomers. Am I a boomer? I'm not a boomer. How? I started family life early, so that may make me look like a... Well, no, I'm not a boomer. I would be Gen X at most. And in terms of age. Anyways. I'm just having too much fun lately. Goblin Shredder. Well, if you don't laugh, you cry sometimes, and that's the truth. All right, Headhunters realizing, or foreshadowing that the army is about to come across here. Blade Master coming in. Are we going to see a Hex coming down? Oh, there it goes down the mirror image. A new round of mirror images coming across. There's a Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across the Headhunters, as there are a decent number of Shamans as well. Archmage shouldn't try and drop a Water Elemental. That will just feed the experience as well. There's a quick Water Elemental, and there's a lesson in why you don't drop a Water Elemental when you see two freshly trained Shaman. All right, there is a grunt, an orc grunt getting purged down, so he actually was slowed. A Scroll of Healing to try to keep things alive. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across the Headhunters, and it looks as though that orc grunt will get finished off, getting purged and finally taken down here. Meanwhile, the Snarecaster is out as well. Headhunters trying to retreat back, trying to reposition. You can see the Shamans actually getting in some good ranged magic damage onto the Footman here, as another low hit point Footman about to get taken out. All right, Snarecaster trying to retreat to the back. Both sides losing quite a few. Mirror Image and Blade Master both level up to try and keep that game and party going. There's another purge onto the Archmage. Archmage having a little bit of difficulty trying to keep up, as we see the Water Elemental now snag in front. Are we going to see a Scroll of Town Portal? No Scroll of Town Portal. Gonna go ahead and use the Potion of Healing instead, as the Blade Master still tries to catch up and close in on that distance. All right, little bit of poke coming back the other way. Water Elemental getting in a little bit of splash damage. All right, Brewmaster could be in trouble. Gonna get Mirror Image body blocked. Mirror Image surround? Yes. Mirror Image surround right there. Brewmaster, is he gonna use the Potion of Invulnerability? Yes, he does. Is he gonna aggro the creeps? He does as well. Only 7 seconds of invulnerability. That Brewmaster is hiding behind the creeps to stay alive. Scroll of Town Portal now being used as the Brewmaster used the creeps. Oh, but outside of range. A pixel too far. The Archmage tried to use the Scroll of Town Portal to take the Brewmaster out of danger. Brewmaster was buying seconds, trying to go further into a corner to stay alive, only to end up being outside of the range of the Scroll of Town Portal. We are now going into a double barracks, a bestiary. There's the Spirit Lodge there. Reinforced defense is nearly done. Griffins are now out on the battlefield, and this game is unlike any orc versus human matchup I've cast in over like a decade. In my years of casting Warcraft 3, I have never seen a game quite like this one. We have naval warfare. We have mirror image surrounds. We have use of creeps to try and escape. And then on top of that, being just a little bit too far. So far, I can't imagine what is in store for the rest of this story, as the Paladin already sitting at level 2, gonna get very close to level 3 off of clearing down to that level 9 creep camp. The Water Elemental still absorbing quite a bit of damage, as we see the Snarecaster come across. Level 3 now on that Paladin. Panda resurrected at level 2. And yeah, that Panda is almost like it gets taken out, comes back and say, what I miss? And well, the little brother, the paladin, the third hero, already surpassing the second hero in terms of hero level. All right, jungle stalker, enraged older jungle stalkers. All of this is going to get cleared up pretty quick. Are we going to see the Kodo Beast join in on the battle? Kodo Beast is a bit of a pin cushion, taking a lot of piercing or bonus damage from the piercing damage of those Forest Troll Berserkers, as the Berserkers also go into a bit of frenzy. Alchemist as the third hero for healing spray to try and overcome the Drunken Haze Breath of Fire combination on the back line of units. It's when that damage starts to stack that suddenly the damage output of the Orc army falls so quickly. All right, back across here, we can still see the two boats are still out in play. We're going to see perhaps a battle in the center. There's a quick hex here. There's a roar, a Scroll of the Beast being used. A lot of Griffins. Blade Master's now out. Are they going to be able to purge down? There's a Breath of Fire. Berserkers have to be careful. Alchemist down to 90 hit points. He's trying to get away. Down to 21 hit points. He gets finished off as the Griffins were able to chase him down. Meanwhile, Brewmaster in that frontline spot. He takes a Holy Light, gets the heal back up. There's a Breath of Fire and so much damage as we're looking at, well, a Staff of Sanctuary and a downed Kodo Beast. Orc army just cannot stand up to the Griffin Riders and the size difference so far, as the Brewmaster is, looking to clean up all the headhunters here. Are the Berserkers going to be able to finish off anything new? No, they are not. One Shaman trying to get back into the fight will be able to get away, it appears, with that Bloodlust faster movement speed. Meanwhile, peasants were, I guess, called to arms back here. Perhaps they'll be setting up an Arcane Vault to set up an outpost, as we see the Elder Jungle Stalker creep camp get cleared out at the mercenary camp. 79 supply compared to 63. Blade Master sitting at level 5. Blade Master has level 3 Mirror Image, level 2 Critical Strike. Are we going to see some purging onto those Griffin Riders? We are. Healing Wave bouncing around. Drunken Haze Breath of Fire across the front line, since there is no a meteor front line there. The Berserkers in that front line position. Blade Master, Gloves of Haste, Orb of Lightning trying to burst down some of those Griffin Riders as a Kodo Beast escapes away, chowing down on a peasant. Reinforcements are coming across quickly here. Griffins are, well, relatively weak, as we see Troll Bat Riders now trying to make their way through. Troll Bat Riders going to get some easy splash damage across those units. That's going to make those Griffin Riders fall faster, as another one about to bite the dust. Goblin Alchemist with the air attack actually dealing quite a bit, and with so many Mirror Image Blade Masters being able to attack the air, the Griffin Riders, not doing nearly as much damage. Level 4 now on the Brewmaster, coming back across their critical strikes onto the Griffin Riders here, as the Chemical Raging Alchemist joins back in onto the battle. All right, low hit point Griffin. Is it going to get taken down? Yes, it does end up falling. More damage getting racked up. There goes another Mirror Image, as 3 more take its place, as the Blade Master is just, well, surrounding things constantly and using all of these mirror images here. Also, the Blade Master's Purge is really preventing a lot of the retreating that is happening, and we see the tactical retreat there. All right. 3 operational bases versus 2. The gold mine off on the island has about 3.5 minutes of mining left. Meanwhile, main bases have about 5 minutes left here. TGW having a little bit more than 6, since he wasn't really mining for that full time. Shadowhunter about to get to level 5, which means even more survivability. Goblin Alchemist sitting at level 2 really needs to get to level 3. Actually went for Acid Bomb over Healing Spray. All right, so Acid Bomb opening things up for better focus fire on those Berserkers. All right, Shadowhunter is at level 5, does have a Kagar's Pipe of Insight, better mana regeneration for all of the Orc heroes, and that may be able to explain why the Blade Master seemingly has so many easy ways of just being able to cast a mirror image non-stop. All right, are we going to perhaps get some repairs onto that Orc burrow? We are not right now. I mean, that's a fortified building. A little bit of repairs would have worked out fairly well. Meanwhile, Troll Bat Rider and army now coming back across here. All right, we're going to see some purges. No, we do not, as the Troll Bat Rider going to try and, separate there. There goes one. Great separation and split by Inspired to minimize any real losses. All right. Retraining, perhaps a watchtower should be useful. Scroll of speed being used in order to get the boat out quickly. There's a shaman still not doing anything. Meanwhile, well, Berserker scouts out the top 12 o'clock position and knows that an expansion is currently underway. All right. Goblin Alchemist getting stuck behind here, going to be able to jump out onto the battlefield here in just a moment. We see a lot of Griffin Riders, 1, 2 upgraded. The Paladin does have Devotion Aura as well, so the Griffins have a fair amount of armor. You can even throw in a Scroll of Protection on there, and suddenly those Troll Bat Riders and their Suicide dive damage doesn't deal nearly as much. All right, Shadowhunter coming back across here. Purge onto the Water Elemental. There's a Breath of Fire. Well, Shadowhunter getting purged down quickly. Chemical Raging Alchemist now making their way over. Kodo Beast actually eating up the Snarecaster. Now trying to retreat back here as the Blade Master mirror images, well, forced to fall back. Troll Bat Rider's going to try and, yes, be able to suicide across all of those units again. Blade Master continuing to put in more pressure. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, Berserker, well, Frenzy on those Berserkers, trying to continue to poke more and more as the Kodo Beast may need to fall back here. A lot of Shamans, a lot of Headhunters low on hit points, 67 supply compared to 80. Inspired still having a larger army, but I do not know really how to account for those mirror images. The mirror images of the Blade Master, how much additional damage are they really providing out on the battlefield? How much distraction are they really giving? There's one lone shaman. This lone shaman, well, gonna get bursted down here. Bloodlust himself, only to get taken out immediately. All right. We see this gold mine only had 150 gold left, so it really was an NWS type of scenario. Building up watchtowers and orc burrows to try and save it wouldn't have done any real good, as you would have invested more to save it than you could have received from it. All right. Blade Master heading out once more. Kodo Beast finished digesting that Snarecaster. Berserker has 3-0 upgrades coupled with the Kodo Beast's upgraded Warsong Battle Drum. So essentially 5-0 upgrades on those Berserkers. Blade Master trying to dive in here. We can see those mirror images, well, trying to put pressure onto the peasants. Meanwhile, inbound, perhaps, well, Archmage going to go ahead and retrain into Blizzard as the armies are going to be gathering together. There's a lot of narrow passageways in this battlefield, meaning that Blizzard is going to be able to zone off effects fairly quickly and make it difficult to reposition to get back into the battle. All right, level 3 now on the Goblin Alchemist. Level 2 Acid Bomb used. The Blade, who had the Healing Ward, or is there actually a Witch Doctor? Oh, Master Witch Doctor out on the battlefield. All right, so a Master Witch Doctor out in the battlefield, healing these units back up. There's Blizzard off to the side here. The Berserkers being forced to reposition. Meanwhile, the Blade Master trying to engage these little rock formation here, causing problems as the Orc army unable to really stay together. Berserker now trying to make their way back over as well. Are we going to see any sort of stun onto the Archmage? No stun, no Hex onto the Archmage. Healing wave to try and counteract instead, as Griffins are still getting taken out. 73 supply compared to 66. Berserkers are still backing themselves into a corner. Kodo Beast are fighting their way through. Paladin now trying to retreat back. There's a Breath of Fire, and the Archmage says, you know what, how did I get into an unfavorable spot? I am now behind in supply. 70 versus 66, retraining up additional units. All right, more Griffins getting trained up. One Staff of Sanctuary Griffin was saved. As we're looking at more healing coming across. Having the Troll Witch Doctor here for those additional heals, and the fact that there is a Kagar's Pipe of Insight on the Shadowhunter so the Troll Witch Doctor can get a bit more mana is making a bit of a difference. Level 5, level 5, level 3 compared to 5, 4, 4. All right. Are we going to train up one peon to get the last? No, that actually doesn't seem quite worth it to try and train that up there. All right, Forest Troll High Priest, that's going to get cleared up as well. We see a transport ship by Inspired moving from one end to another. These transport ships very able to travel on very shallow water, as the river across this map still allows for transport ships well, to head from one side to another. We do see a Wind Rider in amongst these units as well. There's a Tome of Intelligence that will get picked up quickly. Wind Rider with, well, level 3 weapons upgrades, add in a Kodo Beast bonus damage, and, well, Berserk or Bloodlust, and that is going to be even more poking damage as well. All right, bottom right-hand side of the map going to get cleared up pretty quickly. Forest Troll High Priest taken down. Last left is the Ogre Warrior. That gets bursted down as the Paladin inches even closer to level 5. All right. Ari gonna move forward here in just a moment. Peons making their way to the, well, the gold mine here. Gonna start mining quickly, perhaps set up a watchtower as well. We're looking at the Wind Riders. Wind Riders, Troll Bat Riders, Berserkers, Blade Masters heading off to the north, perhaps try and stop some of this mining. All right. Well, Troll, Arcane Tower 1 already down. More Arcane Towers could get taken down as well. There it is. All of the Griffins getting summoned up. And there is some Dragonhawk Riders amongst the units to try and ensnare. I wonder what would have happened if the Troll Bat Riders just hung out straight up over the Town Hall and tried to suicide right as the Town Hall Scroll of Town Portal completed. Would those Griffin Riders have been stacked up a bit too much? All right, there's some ensnares or entangles or shackles, excuse me, coupled with Blizzard, so that's some big damage there. However, the Goblin Alchemist able to already take down both of the Dragonhawk Riders. There's Breath of Fire coming across. Panda now gets up to level 5. 554 going up against 555 now, as all of the Orc units are in trouble, so low on hit points, and then getting pincered from behind by the Militia. TGW, well, ending up on the losing end of that fight by a fair amount. We are looking at 1 mining base versus 2, though, but this base by TGW is not very well protected. Also, having lower hero levels is going to make a difference, especially when we are looking at level 3 Blizzard and level 3 Breath of Fire. Those 2 level 3 spells going up against this army of low hit point units in the Berserkers is really causing a problem. There's that healing ward there. Scroll of Town Portal going to try and protect one of the bases. There's a Holy Light, and, well, in comes the army ready to engage. All right, there's a stasis trap. There's Breath. Well, there's some damage. Panda tries to get a Breath of Fire off. Scroll of Speed going to try and reposition. Both sides fighting. 73 supply compared to 59. We're chasing after all of these units. No purges as of yet. All right, Griffin still trying to retreat back. There's some Acid Bomb. There's another narrow choke point as a bunch of Blizzard and Breath of Fire and ice just blowing over all of these Berserkers as the stasis traps have not had time to arm yet. Blade Master still fighting their way through. There's another round of Blizzard, and the stasis trap did not get the Archmage, who was a little bit too far back. Level 6 now on the Archmage. We could be looking at mass teleport for those tactical hit and run maneuvers, but I do not believe it will be needed. 68 supply compared to 44. It is level 3 Blizzard, level 3 Breath of Fire, just completely destroying the Orc army. Well, the main heroes normally known. Well, Blade Master coming across, gets up to level 6. Paladin falls at level 5. Blade Master now coming back down, going to go ahead and try and go after the Archmage. Archmage now trying to move its way through. You still see a lot of Griffins here. Blade Master does not have a Windwalk, going to try to take down the Archmage. Archmage potion of invulnerability at the last moment. There's a mirror image. Breath of Fire blows over all 3, doesn't. I believe there's still a mirror image, but Inspired took his chances and used the Brewmaster to Breath of Fire 3 out of the 4 images of the Blade Master and found the right one, taking him down. TGW. The Russian translation of his name is Acrylic Sounds. Oh. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below. Very, very strange, going back and forth. Inspired actually coming out ahead in the end, even though TGW did get the earlier expansion. TGW also wasn't fully saturated on that gold, on his primary gold mine from the start, so maybe that was enough of a delay, setting him back 30 seconds early on in the game, and, well, trying to just constantly play catch up.